You get hop in, you like and you share. We got a big one for you today. All right, hold on. Let's get it shared. All right, X. We put notes in it on X, baby. The AMA everybody been waiting for. Live. Like and subscribe. Share when you hop in. We waiting for a few more people to hop in, and I'm gonna bring out my special guest. We are lit on a Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, the second half of the working week. Let's go. Where everybody at, man? Let's get it. Let's turn up. We got a beautiful day ahead of us. We got a lot of questions. I got a special guest. We're going to be talking about one of the rising meme coins in the space today. I know a lot of people got a lot of questions. You feel me? We're going to ear it out all today. You feel me? Today is all about Jesus coin. Jesus coin. So we're going to be talking about Jesus coin, man. I'm about to bring my guy in the building. Salute. Matter of fact, without further ado, let's bring in my guy, Maker. What's good, brother?
Yo, what's up? I'm tweeting it.
All right, tweet it. Let's get it, man. Let's get this thing lit. Bring in the community. You feel me? Ray, Marty, what's the word? We got the one and only Maker Lee, the dev, the founder of Jesus Coin, man. Today, you guys will hear the story, how it was created, why I'm personally so bullish on this project. I'm a personal holder of this project. I follow this project. I talk about it. We about to be lit today. Maker, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm thrown off. So full disclosure to everyone, I can't see Crypto Millie at all.
Look, can everybody see me? Hold on. Let me pull up my YouTube channel.
I can see you on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what's up, Fusion. We about to talk about it all, man. Everybody, Jesus Coin community, come up in here. 24 views. All right, we hopping up. We hopping up quick. You know, Jesus got that GOAT status, man. I've been looking at your tweets, bro. You've been going crazy, man.
Dude,
you've been going crazy.
Wild. It's still wild to me because it's like I remember distinctively a year ago I did a tweet and it was like, hey guys, I went from 400 followers up to 3,000 followers or whatever, and I was like so stoked on my baby engagement I was getting from back then.
Hey man, you know you definitely turned it into a star. Very charismatic, eccentric guy, and doing what most devs and founders wouldn't do. But what I want to start with the beginning. How did you get? How did you discover crypto? How did you get into crypto? Because you really into the people. They kind of underestimate the fact that you are really you're really Christian. You feel me? You really about that. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
You don't really hear that conversation so much in crypto, man. How did you start? How'd you get in?
Okay, so yes, it's such a wild story. Okay, so basically, actually, this is a exclusive story. I haven't told this part of it. So I was substitute teaching in LA when I lived there. I was out there for 4.5 years. This was like 2014, 2015. And I keep hearing like the school that I was teaching in was very like wealthy, like rich kids. And I was in my 20s. They were like 17, 18. So basically we were all just best friends. And I was their teacher somehow. But one of the kids was like super into tech. And he was like, bro, all I'm saying is you got to get into this thing called Bitcoin. I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, what does that mean? And then from there, it was like hearing the rumors of these, like literally, I'm talking like celebrity kids, like in LA, like hearing the rumors of rumblings of all these kids, like hearing about this thing. And now all of a sudden I'm hearing about this. So I get into crypto and I'm like, all right, so what do? I buy like Dogecoin or something. And so I buy Doge, thinking that like this has to be there's so many zeros. Like, what if it goes to one? You know what I mean? That's always the thought. And so from there, it's just like, okay, I don't know, let's buy something. Let's buy something. Then it was, okay, wait a second. I'm actually wanting to learn more about the technology that I'm just like throwing money into. So like maybe I should do some more like DD on this to try to figure things out. From that took me on a path of like, okay, I'm doing a bunch of marketing work, like freelance in LA, helping friends out. Then starting to consult on like bigger projects and like Web 2 stuff. So then I'm taking this and I'm now like, maybe I should. Okay, I discovered it. I want to be knowledgeable on it, but now I'm like, okay, what if I like actually make this? Because I see the trajectory of all of society will be on crypto eventually. Like everything will be blockchain. Every country, every store, like it's just so inevitable. And that led me to like, well, can I get ahead of the curve? Like, can I be those dudes who made it in the, the .com, the pre.com, not the .com bubble where everybody got wrecked, but like the builders. And so I was like, okay, let me just dig in. And I have this personality, and I totally attest it to my mom because I was homeschooled. And so when I was homeschooled, she gave me the freedom to like try to find the answers myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just here's the answer, A plus B equals C, boom. It's more like, okay, but why does A, you know what I'm saying? What is A? What, like, and that
Facts.
level of thinking helped me to like totally dig into DeFi. And then it was like DeFi summer happened. So now it's like 2019, then we're in 2020, and now I'm going, okay, so now these NFTs are coming out. So now I'm starting to hear more about this side. And now it's like, okay, I have the time in the industry. I have the experience just like on a personal level. And now I have the like wherewithal where, okay, I can actually start consulting people. So like when NFT started popping, now I'm able to consult with my marketing skills for all these NFT projects who are trying to like, oh, let's sell out, and everything's minting out anyway. So you really like, the secret was you didn't have to do anything.
Facts.
Any project minted out. And then from that, I was like, okay, this is awesome, but the consistency wasn't there. So I ended up starting applying in like 2021. January is when I was like, okay, let me start meeting with people. So I started interviewing. Bro, I interviewed with so many DeFi protocols who were just like, nah, you're not business enough. Like that was always the feedback. The feedback was your knowledge is there, but like, can you put on a suit? And I was like, what are you talking about? This is crypto. Like, what do you mean? And so finally I was able to find a team that like gave me a shot. And then I was working on one project. And then from there, I ended up working on another project. And so now it's like I work full-time in DeFi at a crypto protocol called Teller, and just doing marketing for them. And that was my journey to this point.
TRB?
Yeah. Wait, what?
You work at TRB, like Teller? That
No.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
I was like, oh man,
that was crazy. Teller Finance is a lending protocol. Yeah, teller.org. Check it out. Check it out. So that was it. And that led me through like, okay, now I'm working 2021. Now I'm working into 2022. Wait, switch that around. 2022. January 20. No. September 2021 is when I started with them. Now we're through. I'm on cup of coffee 1. So
you're good.
Anyways, April was when it was like, that was when the coin launched, and that's when things got crazy. So I'll leave it there.
Right. Now I noticed that you mentioned that you're in crypto, right? You're a crypto guy. And a lot of, there's an aspect and a standpoint of, there's a business aspect to church, right? And I noticed you noticed a lot of things. You said a lot of things could possibly, migrate to the blockchain. Do you think that that industry, church, that industry is something that could, be plugged into blockchain technology? Because it's a huge, I know a lot of people don't like to focus on the business aspect, but it's a huge business. You know what I mean?
It is. 100%. And it's like, so we're very active in our church. Like my wife and I, we serve, we volunteer. And so it's like, we sometimes get the behind the scenes look where it's like, oh, okay, like money's going here. Like, how much did this event cost? Holy crap. We just put that on for free for the community. And like the church just spent, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a business, and obviously there's like a tax thing there too.
Yeah, right.
But my biggest thing, and that's where I think like future, if I'm thinking like goals, direction for this project is exactly what you're saying, which is like transparency for churches, transparencies for charities.
Let's go.
And it's like, if I give you $100, like to any charity, did you use like 75 of it to pay your staff, like your executive? And then $25 went to go to like help some kid or something? It's like, no, what can you, like, if that's the case, we got to work on your operating like margins.
Right.
Second of all, why can't it just be like, I see it and now I see blockchain, it's like, oh, I gave you 100, you kept 10 for operating, and then 80 went to Nigeria to help with a village, and then you guys built a well with the other, like, that to me is such a level of transparency that all charities, all churches need.
Right.
And now there's no scandals. That's the thing. It's like you have bad actors sometimes who take, we'll just say the Bible, because like it's a Christian project. I mean, I'm a Christian. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's invited is what I'm saying. You don't have to be a Christian to buy the coin. That's like goes without saying. It's more about the positivity, the vibe, spreading, doing good, giving more. That's the fact. But you have a lot of bad actors who take like things from the Bible, take things from religion, and all of a sudden they're like, what are you guys doing? Like, you misinterpreted it, and now you're like powering it over someone. But when you have the transparency from the blockchain, now all of a sudden that doesn't happen for 25 years and then there's a scandal. It's not like, oh, dude's been siphoning out money to buy a jet.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, so I see right away, like, dude, hey, actually I saw that you got a big donation and you put it in your savings account instead of using it for what you're supposed to use it for. That's what's going to change. That's going to change everything.
Yeah, and I think that industry definitely needs it. I'm from the South, man, so I seen the Cleflo dollars, the TD Jakes.
Yes.
You see TD Jakes in the news now. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that transparency and the blockchain technology is already being used in the health
Yes.
sector for protecting people's data and things of that sort. And as I went through the holders, you know what I'm saying, I seen some interesting wallets. I don't know if they were just named after certain churches, but you see some interesting wallets that make you kind of think like, wow, what if 1% of the churches get into a project like this and rally as a community project in a similar sense of 1% of these entities getting these spot ETFs. You know what I'm saying? You can see a huge rally. And in my opinion, Jesus is very marketable because it's niche, but it's a huge following. Regardless of how you want to look at it, it's a huge following. I think that this was a very, very genius behind you, but the fact that you are about that life really, 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 makes it, even more, easier to believe in my opinion. As far as I got to get into it. So, I had a list of questions that the community had wanted me to ask you. So I'll get into some of them. Then we'll open up the floor. Dano, we got them all, baby. You already know. Say we got them all. But when in the creation of a token, right, being a dev, what happened to the original team? Like, what was the fall off? What happened? How did you input the wrong numbers? Like, how did this happen?
Yes. Okay, so it's crypto, and everybody's anonymous. That's just like, that goes with crypto. And the reason being, and I've always pushed back on that so hard, because I doxed like my personal Twitter very early on, because I was like, I have nothing to hide. And truthfully, it's like, I'm broke. Nobody's gonna rob me. Like, it's like, I don't need to worry about my safety. Because then it's like, on one hand, okay, you have a bunch of very wealthy individuals who don't necessarily want their business being shared and their spending habits. So I get it. But then you have the other people who are just like being scammers. And it's like, you're not doxing because you're like pumping and dumping everything. You're getting paid sponsorships that you're not like telling people. So it's like shady business. So in my opinion, it was like, either you're like 1% individual and you just, for your privacy, don't want people to know your money, or you're just a sketchy dude. And so that's how I was like, I'm doxing from the beginning. And so unfortunately, not everyone in crypto is like that. So the devs that I was able to procure to help me launch the project, they were like, dude, it's a meme coin. We don't want our face attached to it. Like, maybe your intentions are good, but we don't want to be attached to it.
Okay.
Because they didn't want it to come back to them. So I was like, okay, but I still need help. Like, can you guys help me? So then it was like, I had two specific devs. One was helping with all the Solidity stuff in terms of like the contract, the tokenomics, the deployment, all of that. And so he was just like, let's make it as easy as possible. Like, just use this, like Pink Sale will help you with the breakdown percentage wise for tokenomics, all of that. So it wasn't like he's coding, he's deploying a contract for me and then I did it wrong. It was more just like, here's a form, like go to this website, fill it out. It's going to be super easy, bro. You got this. I was like, okay. And then the other dev was helping me on the design side for the website, which is hilarious because the website ended up like, because he left, like every couple days I would have to make updates to the website and it just got worse and worse and worse. It was like, this is so bad. And the feedback was always, guys, dude, your website's awful. Like, how are you guys a real project? And I was like, everybody left. So that's like the back creation. On the day of the launch, I was doing a pre-sale. I think the pre-sale was overnight. So I like launched the detail, and you can check this all on Twitter. It's all, if you type in Jesus pre-sale, it should come up. Like the tweet, I think, is somewhere. But it was like how to get pre-sale. Because I know a lot of these projects too, there's a lot of shady like behind the scenes dealings with like OTC, like, hey guys, if you're a whale and you do our pre-sale, we'll actually give you more than we'll give these other people if they do a pre-sale, because we don't know them. So there's like a lot of stuff that happens to launch a coin, but I didn't have any big connections like that. Like I'm just a normal like crypto degen out there on Twitter. And so I just made everything super transparent, where it's like, okay, guys, if I launched a random NFT collection with a friend a couple years ago. So it's like it was like an $8 floor on OpenSea. So I was like, I don't know, go buy one of those and you can get whitelist. And then it was like, if you have, if you have this NFT for like a project that I loved for a while, you can get white. It was so easy to get whitelist. We had 68 people get whitelist. It was 12 ETH was the total like fundraise. But so on that is like the pre-sale happened, and then the morning it's like, okay, shoot, like, wow, this is filling out quicker than I thought. Like maybe I should have done more on the pre-sale. Like I only did 12 ETH, but so then all these doubts are going in my head, and so now I'm on Pink Sale, and it's like, okay, I need to finalize these details. It's all entered in, and then press launch. But the issue, of course, is like that maybe it's just not a good website. I don't know. Like it was useful, but maybe it wasn't super easy to understand even for me, where I'm like, I consider myself kind of decently knowledgeable. I'm like, how did I access it? So basically it was literally, this form is like enter the supply for the team. And then this form is like enter the supply for the liquidity. And it's like, for some reason, my brain, when I'm copy pasting from my Excel spreadsheet, is like, this goes in the wrong one. This goes in the wrong one. And so then the entire like tokenomics got completely not even close to what it was supposed to be, and it ended up working. It was why. And then I'm on the day, and we sell out the pink sale, and they're like, okay, like you have. So now it's up to me to launch. So it's like there's a button that says like, okay, pre-sales closed. Do you want to deploy the token? And so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess so. I deploy the token. Immediately hop into my car to drive to a doctor's appointment, because I had an appointment to go with my family. And so now I'm in the car and in the doctor's office with my phone away from my computer. And I just launched the token. Like, why would I have done that? Because then I'm trying to do everything on my like MetaMask on my phone.
Oh man, it's so annoying.
Awful. And so that's where like the video that I did on Twitter, where it's like, oh, guys, there's no token, like whatever. That was when I'm like, right before then, I'm in the doctor's office, literally on my phone, having to like, okay, burn this, renounce this. Like, I don't want anything, But in my mind, I didn't know the tokenomics had gotten switched at that point. I didn't find out until after the lock that I had switched up the tokenomics. Because what happened was, like, the biggest red flag that I should have known was, as soon as it launched, it was at $1 million market cap. And all the guys on the pre-sale like sent me a DM, and they're like, bro, how did you launch it at $1 million? Like, I don't understand. But it was because it was really 200K. Like, it should have been 200K, and then the rest was available, but it was flipped. And so it was 200K was available, but 800K was locked in that like locked wallet. And so then it was like, I'd made the video, and then I got home, and I literally like sunk, and I was like, wait a second. It's not that I don't even have it's not even that I don't even have team tokens. It's that they're also like that the supply is locked. Like, that was the revelation that hit me. It's like, holy crap, I just literally messed up the entire thing because I burnt the wrong thing. Like, that was my internal thought process, was I literally destroyed this entire project that was fun. Like, I guess it's over.
Right,
Just
right.
literally.
That's wild, man. You don't honestly see that happening. I'm actually looking at the holder account here, and I guess it's at what's 79%. That top contract right there. And there's been a big conversation about the 25th, man, the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you go to Dex Tools, you can see here that it says the liquidity is locked for 4 days, man. So leading up to
Mm-hmm.
this event, and I know you can't really speak too much on it,
Right.
but about this burn, if you had to say anything about it, what can you say?
I can say this. It's so funny that people still don't think like it could happen. That it could. They think that it could not happen. Like, that is wild to me. Because again, it's just like learning how the blockchain works and looking at a smart contract and seeing that there's like the owner of that wallet is the burn address already. It's just not displayed because on one website it will display correctly. Like Pink Sale, if you go to Pink Sale, you go to the vault, it says owner of vault burn address. So it's like, even though the vault itself is not the burn, the owner of that is the burn. And so once it unlocks, it immediately will transfer. And that's wild to me. So number one, it's wild that people still think it might not happen.
Right.
Um,
This
Number
it's
two,
something that's already like programmed to
it's
happen.
done.
Right.
Like literally on April. It's been done since April. And that is what's interesting because it's like, I don't, early on, I was not talking about price at all. I wasn't, because I was like so worried, like legally wise. I was like,
Exactly.
okay, I don't think I can talk
Exactly.
about this. But then having like consulted with a couple lawyers, like had some legal advice. I'm a community member. I bought after launch with my own money.
Ah.
Like that is obviously, like, who knows? Like, this video could come back to haunt me, but it's like, nobody got anything for free. The team that was there, those devs left. I'm the only original creator of this project. I didn't get any original tokens. So it's like there are people who have a better cost basis than me because people who bought before me. And now it's like, I'm not even the biggest holder. I'm not like, there are now so many people that have like seen the project and believed in the project that they just keep like pushing it more. And it's like the whole crypto church thing, which we can get into. 7 days a week, live spaces on Twitter. That was the community's idea. That wasn't even my idea. Like, they were like, dude, we got to get this. We want to spread like the good news of this project, the good news of the gospel. Let's do it. Let's just go hard. And so what's so cool is it's like, because I'm not the like owner or because I'm not the lead, whatever, the decentralization aspect of it is now so much powerful because it's not just me where it's like, oh, if I fail, the project is over. It's like, no, actually, like there are these segments of like some people in Hawaii, some people in California, some people like on the East Coast who are believing the project, taking on ownership as like a community member, similar to me. And so now everyone's working together. It's like, no, we're all equal share ownership of this project. Like, let's make things happen. So that's wild too. The third thing on the burn is like, I don't know. So, and that's why I mentioned this first, which was from the beginning, it has been burned. Why then would we? So like the question is, why would we see any appreciation or price movement at all, positive or negative, from something like this? And I did an AMA, I think like 2 weeks ago, and same question. And I was like, okay, the liquidity was locked for 7 months. When the liquidity unlocked, like things happened on a volatility, like holder count, like blew up. Because again, even though it says that it's going to happen, even though you can check the contract and verify, people, they don't trust anyone because it's crypto. Nobody trusts anyone in crypto.
That's true.
And so it's like, you could have made the same argument about that unlocking where it's like, oh, well, why would that do anything to it? And then it's like after the unlock and you reveal that it's like 3 million and like that, bro, that blows my mind. It started with 9 ETH. That's what's so wild. Like, what is that? Like 18 grand. 18 grand.
Yeah.
Has turned into a liquidity position of like 3.2 million dollars.
Crazy.
Because nobody else, like no other person, no one was a whale who trusts the project enough to be a liquidity provider. And then no one at this point, you have to like throw like 7 figures to get tokens in order to have a decent like percentage ownership of that pool. So the liquidity, like the LP position that is there, it makes 0.3% on every buy and sell until the end of time. And in 8 months, it has gone from $18,000 up to $3 million. Like when, and ETH is at what, 2,300 right now? Like when ETH goes to 10,000, that ETH and that LP is never coming out. So now all of a sudden, wait a second. So you're at a 30 million, like, you know, like,
So you mean to tell me as ETH rises, the liquidity pool rises
because the
in
value of
value?
the,
And that's crazy.
yes,
I've
yes,
never looked at it from that aspect, which is
yes,
absolutely insane because I was just looking at the charts from a total
yes.
standpoint. Maker, you got a coin that's up 30,000%, bro. 30,000%.
I wish I could tell you that this is what I did and it was all a plan and it
Right.
all was like I'm a genius. I wish I could say I'm a genius. Like everyone hire me because I'm a, it just happened. It literally just happened. I mean, yes, there's work that was done and like I've done things and community members have done things and obviously God's hand. Like for me, it's like so obvious that this is not me, that this is like God's hand on the project, proving that um like basically giving his sign off of like, okay, guys, like if I was, you know, blasphemous, sacrilegious, like I hope that this project had not succeeded. You know what I'm saying? Like this would have been and and we've seen it with other derivatives that launched after us, and then even projects before us, where it was like there was a coin launched on Binance, and it was like a full-on rug. Like they raised a bunch of money, they either never deployed or they deployed and then pulled liquidity, and like their website was like very like you could tell that their heart was not in the right place. And
Right.
so it's like with this, seeing the continued success, and like, you know, I mean, you've been in this space. It's like the longer projects exist, like that is the foundation now for the next 8
Yeah.
months, for the next year. It like, because everything crashes and burns in 24 hours.
Well,
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
you're right about that. To be fair, we've seen an all time high. Maybe I think it was last night. I set an all time high, another all time high. So that's a great milestone. But for
Yeah.
people, new people that's looking at Jesus Coin right here, because you know you're a community member, right? You know you
Yes.
had to buy your own bags. You just like us, regular person. As
Yes.
far as this token, if you had anything to say to a new person, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because as you know, we want to protect new people, and especially the new people that come in crypto.
Yeah.
We don't want them to buy any tops, and we're headed to a major event. Some people view it as a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Some people view it as, man, this might help the price appreciate even faster. To new people looking to be interested in this project, what would you say?
I would say please do your research. And I'll tell you what to research. Maybe that will help. Which is number one, do some comparison. Like compare projects that launched either, let's say this cycle. That'll be like your first comparison, and then compare with others. So like take my like who cares if it's mine? Take it aside, put it in a category with all these other projects, and compare a couple things. Compare holders. You know, does somebody own a huge, massive bag that could dump on you? Compare exchanges, like have they had kind of like parabolic growth, and then after, you know, certain milestones are achieved, is it then kind of more consolidation until the bull? Take a look at liquidity, like can you even sell this token? Can you sell a big bag? What happens if a whale sells a big bag? I think what's cool is we've seen like 2 weeks ago, we had 2.5 weeks ago, like a whale. It was like a $400,000-$500,000 sell in one swap, which it's like, bro, why would you do that? But I like, I can't say anything. You know what I mean? I'm just a community member, and I'm from the beginning. I've said like I don't sell shame people. Like if you
Facts.
made a bag, that's amazing. Like congrats, dude. I'm so, like every time someone sells it, I'm like amazing. Like congratulations. So that is the other thing. It's like, can you even buy and sell? And then the next thing would be like, what is the community doing? So what are we focused on? Is it people flexing like Rolexes, like look how much money I made and now I'm pumping this coin? Or is it something like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. Like if we made money, this is what we are doing with it. So check out Crypto Church on Twitter, 7 days a week with different community members hosting. And every space is all about sharing the message of the project, which is to do good, give more. So the whole thing is like we want to eventually get to the point where we're facilitating charity and nonprofit stuff and like being a partnership with that for sure. But right now it's like, well, what are we doing now? It's like, well, in the last 8 months, we gave away like 700 grand to people who needed it for the whole year. And it's not like, it's not like, hey, you bought a Rolex or a like a purple Lambo, and now you're flexing your purple Lambo for everyone to see. It's like, no, actually, like I paid off my debt and then was able to help my parents like pay their mortgage. Like
Wow.
that to me is like, again, and I've said it, and like people yell at me because they don't yell at me. They get frustrated at me when I'll say something like I'm so stoked that this person was able to do this. And they're like, "Don't you care that they dumped on you and sold it?" And like, I don't. I really don't. And people like I will this is something that I'm like very passionate about and will stand on. It's like the point of this project is to have a community that's focused on helping people. Like that's it. That is the project. And I don't care if whales yell at me for like not pumping their bags. I don't care if marketers are like, bro, you can't say that lot. I literally don't care. Because I know that that has been my focus from the beginning, and look where we have come. And if that is my focus moving forward to like help people and like actually make a difference in this world, then that's what I'm all about. And I want people around, like I want the community to also be passionate about that. And so if I lose that, then the community might maybe start shifting, and then
Right.
maybe the authenticity and the transparency starts leaving. And so for me, a new person looking into it, it's like, yeah, take a look at the community, like what they're doing, what they stand for, how it's different than other projects. And that's like me. I mean, that's like me as an insider, I guess. As an outsider, I'll give you the outsider information. It's like there's no like it's a bunch of dog derivatives. You know what I mean? Like top 10 meme coins is just dogs. Why? Why? How do you know which dog? That's my thing. Where it's like, how do you know? And then it's like, are you chasing coins on other chains too? Because it's like, oh, the trend is now on Solana. Oh, the trend was on Arbiter. Like, what? Just like
That's what's happening.
convict. That's what's happening. And like conviction in a project and in your bags. That's where the true. Like, think about Warren Buffett. Dude has married his bags for decades and decades and became a multi-billionaire because he had conviction in like the fundamentals of what is happening. And so with that, it's like, I don't know, I'm doxxed. You can DM me. I try to respond. I get so many DMs.
I can imagine, bro. You so
Dude.
accessible, bro. I'm like, you this guy is a cool guy. Look, you know,
Dude.
you make a great point when you look at some of the top meme coins on Coin Market Cap. When you look at Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, even we can go now with the newest one that was able to reach a $200 million market cap is Cock Inu. Like, look at the branding behind some of this stuff, and then you think about why can't a token like this reach, you know, in my opinion, a $1 billion market cap? Because it has a rallying community
Yeah.
behind it, but it has a community that I can see becoming a gateway for more people to get into cryptocurrency because of the branding behind it. And I was just looking through your Twitter. I had the Twitter pulled up on the screen. I seen you comparing this burn event to Shiba Inu and Vitalik burning, and really saying, you know, like if that project was able to reach the heights
Right.
at one point, what, 50, 60 billion?
Yes.
You know, why can't a project with
Right.
this type of community where it's in, you know, across the world? This is the type of thing that's spread across the world, and in my opinion, it could introduce a lot of new people into cryptocurrency. But as far as the future, I got some hard questions. The future of Jesus Coin. I know you can't, you know, say much. I hate to sound like an echo chamber saying that, because I am talking to a dev, y'all. Y'all got to work with me, you know what I mean? So I got to make sure I word these correctly. But I'm seeing there's been rumors after the burn of tier listings, tier 1, tier 2 listings. What can we look for as far as the future of Jesus Coin? Are we just solely focusing on community token, or do you have plans of adding a utility? What can we expect in the future for Jesus Coin?
So my number one goal with this project is awareness and adoption for the project itself. So how can we get this token in as many hands as possible? That requires certain things to come into place because nobody knows how to use Uniswap. Nobody knows how, like, go to Target and try to ask someone if they know how to use MetaMask and Swap. Like, no, they don't. So number one, it's like, how can we make this accessible? And there are certain steps that are required to make that happen. One of them has been like funding. So I guess just like a teaser. I mean, I guess I did a tweet about this, but the two big things that happened in the last like 30 days were 60 days. 2 to 3 months. The last 3 months, we've been able to like get a team where, you know, originally, again, there was me and two devs, they bounced, then it's just me. And then it was just people shilling where it's like there were people paying for marketing, which I didn't find out until months later during our first like initial run up. And I was like, you, first of all, you guys paid out of your own money to market. That's crazy to me. Second of all, why didn't you tell me? Like,
Yeah.
I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should have told me.
Is that?
So the fact that people have, like you said, like people are connected with this project for what it stands for, the community, the token op, like there's so many reasons why people are connected with this. But it's like, so in the last 3 months, being able to find people who have been long-term holders, who have believed in it, who have like future ideals, but then also like the connections that I don't have. Like I live in a townhouse. You know, I drive a 2013 Hyundai. Like I'm not balling with these millionaire connections. And so that those resources have now been able to push us into this next level to, in my opinion, which is, I think was the force behind this move that we're experiencing over the last, like, I think it's like 900% in the last couple months. I have no idea. That is basically has been fueled by like, oh, okay, so now we actually have a team, and now we actually have like, not that we were just winging it, but it's like the strategy is coming together, the long-term goals is coming together. From that, like the fundraising possibilities is coming together, which it's like we need firepower to do things.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's like so that firepower now all of a sudden is like, oh, okay, so we got like a cool ammo belt, like those things have come into place where it's like, okay. And then it's like, man, if you launch a project having those resources, like imagine what you could do, which we've seen it. It's like Hakinu and like all Bonk and like you have massive teams with like 7-figure budgets to just throw at stuff.
Exactly, man.
And so now I'm like, okay, so now we've been able to do, and this what blows my mind. I'm like, okay, I've been working part-time on this because I have a full-time job for 8 months, like, you know, staying up till 12 a.m. or something, 1 a.m. after my day job, happens spending time with my family. Okay, so that was a couple months. Then like there wasn't a team. Okay, so wait, now there's actually a team. And now there's more people to like delegate tasks and stuff. So now things are getting done way faster than we were ever doing before. And then we have all these connections that are now allowing us to expand into like an actual long-term project. So I think of like Shiba Inu, I think is a great example of like, I mean, it's always the like pinnacle comparison. Obviously Doge is like the OG, but with Shiba, it's like they took what they had created, had a massive budget. Let's be real. Like there's no way they did that without a massive budget. And from that have been able to expand into like, now there's like, you know, Shibarium, there's like a chain, and then there's like they're launching another token. I think it's like token, some like DeFi vibe. I don't know. Yeah. They're doing there's like a whole ecosystem. But that only happens from like longevity, and 2, community, and 3, budget. So with that said, like those 2 things coming into place gets me so excited for 2024 because I'm like, oh, okay. So all the things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do, now we have the capabilities to do. And that gets me pumped up.
That's real, bro. I respect the transparency behind that, because you could have came up here easily with the volume that's happening behind this token and made promises and say this or that. You just say, hey man, right now we're at that point where we finally got an opportunity to put out marketing and to build a utility. And you know firsthand, man, with these meme coins, at some point the hype dies down, right? And you got to give people something to look forward to in the future. I'm actually seeing a lot of that in the comments right now. They want to know what's happening after the burns, baby. We need to know what we hold on to. But yeah, man, I'm excited about what's to come. You know, of course, you're gonna have a lot of naysayers, that kind of doubt the project. There's a lot of people that put out the info of the Christianity aspect to the project. But in my opinion, I think that this is set up to do well because I'm starting to
Yeah.
see the holder. When you look at a project, you want to look at two things, in my opinion. When it's on the run, you want to look at the volume and you want to look at the holder account. As far as the volume, I can see why exchanges will want to pick this up. The volume is literally starting to pick up.
Crazy.
There was a tweet out there a little bit earlier where it's like 600 or 700 holders and like 24, like something crazy. Holders just,
Dang.
coming around. And actually, to pause, let me give some love to the people who sent the super chat. First and foremost, Jacob, I appreciate the super chat. I was not ignoring you. Maker was dropping his alpha. We do appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the 20. And we got a honcho from Prophet Star. He says, today is thankful Thursday. Crypto Church at 9 p.m. I'm so thankful for the Lord in doing this project. Bless all of you. Hype in Jesus' name. So again, the community, man, never fails to stand up and stand on business, as I would say. You know what I mean? But I had one person in my Discord. They was pretty excited about you guys. What's the word I'm looking for? The merch. You guys got merch. Yeah, he's like he didn't see a few. He never seen a meme coin that had like merch that's ready to go. And I think that's actually good to have a product, right? Revenue generating product.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any fees on this token. I can't remember if I seen any
None.
fees. It's zero.
Zero.
Contract renounced.
Who am I gonna make money on? You know what I'm saying?
You know.
That's from the beginning. I was like, and that wasn't an accident. That was on purpose.
Okay.
That was on purpose.
Well, I'm 50-50 on fees. I'm not totally against them because I know it can give you that marketing bag that you need to actually grow the community. But I know a lot of people who are new or don't really understand the aspect of fees. They instantly look at it as a negative thing. But it's good that you wasn't looking at it from a monetary. It seems like this was something fun you created for the community first and not yourself. And then you bought your own bag to be a part of, the greatness that you created, which in my opinion is a good thing. And salute to the community, man, because I was a little afraid of how to make the video early because, like you said, this wasn't marketing. Like the community did this, so I had to find a way to be transparent. Like it's not necessarily paid ad. The community just rated my stream. Was like, you know what, Millie, you asked for tokens. We want to what they say. We want to seed you. You know what I'm saying? Send out a seed. So that was all the community, not Maker. Everything that we're doing right now is completely completely organic, man. And this is a busy guy. It took me a little minute to actually get him on stream, but finally we was able to turn up, man. So let's get into some of the comments right now. We're opening up the floor. If we have any questions you want to have, ask Maker while I have him here. This is a busy guy. This is the time right now to ask questions. We had a little question earlier. Actually, let me get it. We already answered that question, Justin. He asked what's to look for after the burn.
Oh yeah.
Somebody asked when is the burn? I put that up there. It's 25th, right? What time? What is the exact time of the burn?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
I actually just did a tweet that shared the link because I'll do a live stream for the burn.
Okay.
And go live. I'm going live 30 minutes before the burn. I'll go live and then we can just hang out until it happens. Let me get you the exact time. I think if I'm not incorrect, hang on. Oh, which one did I post it on? It's like it's like
don't tell me you
like
got a burner account.
No, it's the main Jesus account or my account.
Okay.
It's like 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon Central Time. So it's in the afternoon. If you follow the Jesus Tokens Twitter or if you follow my Twitter, we'll make sure we'll go live. So it's on Christmas Day. I'm only gonna do it's Christmas, guys. I don't want to be doing this. I want to be spending time with my family. But it's like 30 minutes. We'll hang out. We'll do the burn, and then we'll go from there. All
right, y'all got that question answered. ICP says, so on the burn day, do you expect the token value to go up? These questions. Y'all know he can't really, literally answer that question, but they want to know, can we see the price appreciate after the burn?
Great question. I can't answer that question.
Exactly. I knew that was coming. We have Dana. This is actually a good question for you, Maker. Okay. Outside of Jesus coin, what are your other favorite coins? Anything you looking at specifically in crypto? I'd love to know the
Oh,
answer from you on that because you know you're kind of like a Web3 guy.
I'm in it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's a great question. It's so good because it's like rare I get to actually like I'm not shilling, but it's rare I get to talk about other coins
Right.
without
Right.
people freaking out. They're like, "How dare you?" Anyways, I'll answer that question. Okay, so the two narratives I see going into this next cycle. Number one is games for sure.
Let's
I
go.
think Immutable has like crazy potential. Illuvium has crazy potential as well. So like gaming wise, those two. I have a coffee ground stuck in my throat. I'm trying to get it out. The second would be like memes for sure. So like the three meme coins truly. Pepe, obviously, like I think that has a run. I think Ticker Bitcoin, like Harry Potter Obama Sonic, also does well.
Oh, you don't hear that too much about that one anymore, but that's a sleeper.
I know. So it's a sleeper. It's a
Yeah.
sleeper. Again, diehard community, like crazy diehard community. So like those two meme coins, obviously Jesus coin, meme coin. Then in terms of projects of like something that could do well, um, to say that like Solana, I mean, I tweeted about Solana a while ago, and it was like I think we hit 30 or 35, and I was like, well, obviously it's going to 80, and everyone's like railing on me saying like, well, I'm like, okay, well, the narrative is still there, and the shorting is so immense on that coin, like for futures, that it only made sense to have that run up. So like I think a wild card would be like looking at these other chains in terms of mass adoption where people could come through, and maybe it's on Arb, maybe it's on Polygon, maybe it's like could be Solana, who knows. But I think like having a wild card play of like, oh, maybe I should think about like mass adoption layer of like ETH is 2,300, Sol is 80. Does Sol go to 200, 300 in a bull? Probably.
Right. Yeah.
Like probably.
The demand on that
Um
is crazy right now.
yeah, exactly. So those are probably my top ones. That's like top 5.
Okay. Who we have here? We got Dave Thomas. I'm gonna kind of help you out with this question, Dave. I don't think the Binance chain Jesus is the same as the ETH chain Jesus, but I got a
No.
personal question to add to that.
Okay.
Could we possibly see potential Binance contracts, Polygon contracts? Are you open? Are you open to that idea?
Great question. I'm so open.
Okay.
I'm so open. What's cool is it's like now we're in the position to leverage a little bit of like a little power on our ends to have these discussions where instead of just us like oh, let's just go on every chain, let's just do it. Having the possibility of having partnerships with these chains and having their backing and endorsements, thinking of like grant programs specifically. So that is something that I'm not rushing into. It is on the table, will most likely happen. And then it's a matter of liquidity too. So it's like, liquidity is stacked on ETH. So if we have the backing, it's like, yeah, we have, 200K to throw at like Arbitrum liquidity. So the gas fees aren't as bad. And then people can like actually maybe trade more active if they want to. It's on my list. It's on my list.
I like to hear that, man. And you said that pretty confidently. In my opinion, I can't see why something like staking for this token wouldn't work because with the community you have, I believe a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people would stake to contribute to the security and the
Yeah.
growth of the ecosystem. I don't know if that's something you're looking into as well, but I believe that this is a community that would stake their coins. In my
Yeah. Oh,
opinion, this is a
for
community.
sure.
This is a community that would stake their coins. Brian says, "Can we buy merch in Europe?"
In Euro. Oh, in Europe or
Yeah,
Euro?
In Europe.
Yeah, I believe it's international shipping. It's like, and I mean, I'm glad that people like the merch, but like my dream is so much bigger for that collection itself. Like my goal would be to have like a kick-ass streetwear, like full on, like high quality cut and sew stuff. So it's like to me, this is just the beginning. So I'm glad people like it, but I'm like, I know we can do so, we can push it so hard. Uh, I believe international shipping. I've seen yes, yes, it is confirmed. Europe controlled.
Okay. Yeah. Salute to not. Yes, Raj is my guy. Says Raj is dropping 10K on marketing for Jesus later. Raj, yeah, you are the GOAT, brother. Always, and I do appreciate Raj. He was the one that kind of connected us, man. Salute to Raj. He has really, really been holding it down for the team. We got He cannot. Yes, yes, Martin. Yeah, he can't. Gosh, you got to understand certain questions. This is the dev or the founder. He cannot answer certain questions. So let's keep it professional. Um, I guess this question is from ICCP. Says, why does the burn even matter?
It's a good question. I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. There's two reasons it matters. So number one is, now there's three reasons it matters. Number one is trust. One, for me to say something and for it to actually happen, like that means something. Two, for there to not be any dilution of the token to the tune of 80% is huge. The token is not inflationary. There's no more supply coming out. You have a lot of projects where their fully diluted market cap and their circulating supply are completely off because there's still like 60% of the token to still come out. That there's nothing like that's going to happen. I mean, it's like even Bitcoin is inflationary until it's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 21 million and then it's done, but it's still more being produced. So with this, like just thinking of the value and the circulating supply will finally be accurate. So that's number two. Number three is because people were able to get in theoretically before that happens. Nope, I won't answer that.
You know, like okay, that's
wait, wait a second. I got my PR person in my other ear.
Right,
like,
you know? Like no, Billy trying to set you up out here.
Yes,
nah,
exactly.
Billy,
No,
I got your
but
back.
I'll say. Vitalik, I did this tweet. Vitalik burned something like 50. The devs of Sheeb sent 50% of the token to Vitalik. Vitalik burned it. We saw what happened after the fact. It's really just about like, I don't know, decentralization, like right. Tokens. That's it.
You know how it is. I'm gonna just say supply shock, right? Scarcity,
yes,
supply shock. You know, we love to see that. Now I didn't get an opportunity to actually cover this in one of my review videos that I did of the coin because I was unaware of this aspect because the chart looks so dang bullish. But Surf Urshan actually has a great question. He said he bought Jesus coin on the Polynix exchange, and it looks like they are not letting him withdraw. Hopefully by the 24th, they would enable withdrawals. Any update on what's going on with the Poly? Because it didn't even really look like it affected. Like, I seen the Polynex exchange affect, like, Elon, because that's one of the tokens that you know, I've talked about. But it didn't seem like it affect really this coin from a monetary standpoint. But any update on that?
So I'll tell you what happened. The hacker, it was like 1.5 trillion tokens dumped, like flat out dumped on the market. We were at like, I don't know. We'll say we were at like 15 mil, and then like he dumped and went down to 10. So it was a dump. But the buying pressure again from long-term holders as distribution just keeps getting better and better with more holders coming through. It's like there was no way that wasn't going to get eaten up. So like that's what happened on the immediate side. We have a contact because we're listed on Poloniex. We have a contact. I reached out on the day. I was like, hey guys, what the heck just happened? Like, can you update us? So they were like, okay, we'll let you know. Later that day, and then they shared this tweet. Justin Sun announced like full on everyone will be made whole. So refunds, it's all like everyone will be made whole. Like put on his word on Twitter. This is not me saying it. This is the billionaire Justin Sun, founder of HTX and Poloniex, that they would make right everyone's tokens. And to confirm, we just saw last week like 500 million or token. I think 500 million Sheeb was transferred from Binance over to Poloniex.
Right.
To a wallet. So that to me tells, okay, they're starting to make these token redemptions correct.
Cool.
As far as I'm aware, they have not made a single purchase of Jesus like coin. So the hack happened at 10 mil market cap, and now it's like 80 mil market cap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nearly, like some of the coins I've seen affect, but this one I didn't see it affect, and that's why I didn't even know this was affected by it.
Exactly.
Jay,
but dude, their buy was 100 something K. Like the hacker stole like 100K worth, but that's like 700K worth now.
Yeah, crazy.
Like that's what's wild. So it's like, y'all, I was trying to work with them. I'm like, guys, like I'm just telling you, like the community is excited about this project. Like you should probably make your buy sooner than later and like help people. So as far as I'm aware, the refund and making the customer right is happening, confirmed by them that it will happen, but I don't have a time on when it will happen.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Jay, we talked about that already. And first and foremost, that 79% is not a wallet. That is the contract that will be burnt on the 25th, to answer your question. If you got to rewind the stream, rewind the stream. Yes, Raj is a legend. Raj is definitely a legend. See what we have here. If 80, okay, so Derek says if 80% of the tokens are going to be burned, then that value of $80 a token will be infused back into the remaining 20%, causing the price to skyrocket. I'm not sure if that is actually how it works, but is that a concept that you can see?
I have heard that theory
Okay.
discussed, where the real, like the FDV market cap is like 300 something million right now, and so the theory has been discussed. It's like, well, that is the true market cap.
Mm.
That's what I'm not confirming or denying. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen, but I've heard that theory quite a bit actually.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what you got going on with Indians, but Magnetic says, what do you have to say about the Indian hodlers?
Shout out to you guys, I
Right.
guess.
Salute. We got it's all
Yeah.
love and positivity over here, man. We
Exactly.
accept all, man. No discriminations on this channel, and I'm pretty sure Maker feels the same way. We got $20 from Robert. He says, just wanted to say thank you guys. I got into Jesus on May 4th and promptly degent my whole heart and soul and portfolio into Jesus. It's turning into a profound, life-changing, and the best Merry Christmas ever, man. So you're definitely changing lives, man. Love to see it.
Amazing.
Love to see it.
Amazing.
Props to you, Millie. Appreciate you, Colorado. Appreciate it. They going crazy in the chat. 20% circulating supply turns into a 100% circulating supply.
Yep.
So a lot of people do believe in that theory, man. I'm seeing a lot of bullish sentiment on what's going to happen on the 25th. So that's actually, in my opinion, bullish for the community.
Right.
Everybody's saying it's going to skyrocket. Maker Lee, can you please go straight Moon Boy just for 5 minutes? We got $49.99 for Dr. Lice. He's asking for you to go straight Moon Boy. He says, if you're talking straight Moon Boy, compare Jesus' potential to Pepe, Doge, or Sheep, and at their all-time highs.
I can, if you want me to like get hyped and like jump on my chair like Tom Cruise style, I'm not gonna do that. But if you want me to compare, all right. So non-biased, we'll pretend like I'm not the dev. Truly thinking through again, there's no competitor to this token. It is a truly unique narrative in the meme coin market. To me, we're already like number 13 on the top charts. To me, that guarantees us in top 5, like no question. So now we're in top 5. This isn't a bear. We're in top 5. If you look, and I did this, if you look back through the top 10 tokens on CoinGecko right now, what did they do in the bull? Look at that market cap and just go do your own research on that. So if a coin is in the top 10 when a bull market hits, that happens. Number 3 is based on holders that we have now, based on exchange. I mean, guys, I could go on a full rant. I'm trying to reel it in. I'm trying to reel it in.
Do your thing. You came to the right spot for it.
They like look at Pepe, look at Doge, look at Sheeb, look at the top wallets, look at the percent ownership that exchanges own of that token. There are no top exchanges in the top 10 right now. Binance on average, I did the math. Binance on average owns 7% of every top 10 token. 7%. Ain't nobody owns 7% right now. Like not one holder owns that. So there's the supply shock in terms of tokenomics, that the tokens that are available, there are not enough tokens for exchanges. Number 2 or number 3, I don't know. I'm just going out here right now. That's not even including the whales who then see projects and see potential. They want to have exposure to stable meme coins because, alts go, the cycle is like Bitcoin first, then ETH, or Bitcoin and ETH follow, and then you have like the alts, and then you have like the shitcoins and memes, and then you have the NFTs like at the end, and then we dump, and then we're one more like bear market. But we got like probably 2 more years until that happens, give or take. And it's like you don't even have those mega whales coming through where it's like, oh yeah, let me drop, 6 figures, let me drop 7 figures because I want to have exposure to a top 10 meme. So none of those things have even happened yet, and we're where we are now. So if that's the Moon Boy case you want, that's the Moon Boy case you get.
Yo, look, that's an interesting standpoint there, because that's right. Don't have some of the tier 1 or tier 2 listings, which in my opinion, when you look at the volume, is like, I don't want to say it will happen, but apparently is looking positive, right?
Mhm.
And whale activity, like whales, when they actually do come to this token, we seen it with so many meme coins that's happening now. You gotta believe that the narrative will change. I'm actually seeing it across X. A lot of people are
Mhm.
money tag Jesus, money tag Jesus,
Mhm.
and it seems like every day more and more people,
Mhm.
more and more crypto enthusiasts on Twitter. Some of these accounts got big accounts are starting
Yeah.
to talk
Yep.
about Jesus and say how this shouldn't be faded. It's a
Yes.
narrative that can heat up. In my opinion,
Yes.
it's I don't know how people can miss the concept of why this can heat up when you look at some of the meme coins that's in the top 50. Like, just look
Mhm.
at them and look at the
Right.
narrative behind it, and then look at what this could possibly be if we truly, blow up as from that community standpoint.
Right.
And
Yep.
people love dogs, people love
Right.
cats. There's a lot of people that love Jesus. I gotta say it. You know what I mean? And it
Right.
is. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Just it
Exactly.
is. So
And you got a lot of people who don't maybe love Jesus, but they know Jesus.
yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah, yeah. All positivity, man.
Crazy.
Let's see what we got here. I posted a link. I'll post the link. I'll post the link. We get into the question, y'all. Y'all go crazy. Is it on BSC or ETH? Right now, it is just on ETH. We just answered that question. The rise of Jesus token is completely supernatural. Oh, this is a good one from Dr. Kong. He says Sheeb has 1.3 wallets, 1.3 million or something crazy like that. 1.3 million, while
That's
Jesus is sitting
crazy.
at
Man.
12K. It's
Yeah.
over with. Like, yeah, that's insane, man. To be tapping on $100 million market cap and still have so
Yeah,
much growth left.
dude.
How can we get the different churches around to the world to buy and support Jesus coin?
Mm. I would say this. I would say like you got to go to the mission. You know what I'm saying? Like churches don't understand crypto. Like the majority of normies don't understand crypto. So if you can um communicate the vision that we're working on, which is do good, give more, making charity more transparent, making like charitable things more decentralized, and like also having the fundraising capabilities to target millions. It's not just like your local congregation or your local people. It's like, no, actually you have access to 12,000 people, but then the millions who use crypto and then soon to be billions. Like all of the, like that's where you start. And then from there it's like, hey, by the way, there is a, you know, there is a tool, there is a vessel, there is a whatever that can be used for this. But if you just like shill a coin, no one is gonna like that. Not even for this product.
Right.
That's for any project.
You can imagine the massive people that actually get into crypto from a church aspect, where it's like, okay, maybe I just hold a bag of Jesus coin and I use Jesus coin just for my tithing. You know what I'm saying? Just so many
Yeah,
different,
exactly.
aspects this can grow into over time, man. I remember the sheep videos where people were saying, I told Raj this, man. People was waking up and said Jesus came to them in their dreams and was telling them about his token. Like, I remember the hype around it, and this is kind of like reminding me of that hype. My apologies, David, I do apologize. He says get Jesus on post chain. My apologies, David. I did not mean to skip your chat. I do appreciate that. Dano Crypto says gas fees are $50, Maker. What's up with Polygon? They put the pressure on you, Maker.
I
Robert
hear
with the
that.
$5 says, what actually happens when the supply runs out? This is actually a good question. Says, is Coinbase gonna knock on my door asking to buy my Jesus coins?
Yo, whale games are crazy, and we talk about whales, but then talk about exchanges and like the clips that they have to throw at things. So mathematically, you can't run out of tokens. However, the exponential increase of token value is infinite.
Right.
That's just the definition of liquidity pools. I don't know. if if they want your tokens, are you going to give them your tokens? That's the
That's
question.
that's true because we know what exchanges do when they hop on board. They come buy up the bag. We see it from Binance all the time. Speaking of the burn contract, this is a question I had to personally ask you, Maker.
Mhm.
After that happens, is that liquidity that like can never be touched again? Is it not accessible? Is it always going to be in that wallet and never can be touched or tampered with again? Is that how that works?
It so unless like Vitalik himself is able to hack into these burn addresses in the dead wallet
Mm.
to get the seed phrase, then it'll never be touched ever.
Okay. Okay. And it's not something
And
you can access either, as
no,
far as seed
oh
phrase.
yeah,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
nope, no, dude. The amount of people who are like, okay, but what if you just take a small percentage of it and keep? I was like, bro, I can't do any of it, let alone. And can you? Part of me too. It's like, man, it's already burned in my head. It has been since April. So it's like seeing the value of like what 200 something million is insane. But it's like even on Christmas Day, I know that it's 100% being burned. But let's say that there's a 99.99999999999% chance that it is. And so then there's a small percent that it won't be burned. We still going to burn it live on stream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a fun day.
Okay, Brian says, okay, I will not sell my tokens. What? OG says, I will ape into Jesus nonetheless. Please do your research, guys. Do your research.
Yes.
None of
Yes.
this is financial
Please.
advice. We are not here to shield. This is simply a
No.
community open mic for anybody to ask the
Yep.
lead dev and founder of Jesus Coin.
Yep.
But always do your due diligence and always do your research.
Fun fact, I have never told anyone to buy. I literally not one person. At least as far as I can remember. Like even people I know, when they're like, "Bro, you lit a thing. Like, should we buy it?" I was like, "I can't tell you to buy. I can't. That is not on my hands."
How does your like immediate family feel about your latest, crypto success and growth of fame that you have in here in the market? How does it feel like in real life? Because you're like me,
Right.
I'm still in the matrix. I work 16
Right.
hours. When I'm not in the
Right.
matrix, I'm staying up 12-1,
Right.
doing research, dropping content. So I'm just like you. I'm eventually. I
Mhm.
told my community this. Hopefully, January 1, I'm full time Web3.
Let's go.
That's the goal. You feel me?
Let's
But
go.
I'm still in the matrix too. And how do you
Yep.
balance that being a dev, and how has this changed your life from a social standpoint?
Yeah, the balance is tough. Because we were doing it's like, you know how it is. You gotta have side hustles. So it's like my wife and I had two side hustles like at the beginning of the year, in addition to her working and me working. And so through that, it was like, okay, eventually we took the leap to have her quit her job, but then she was going hard in on the side hustles. And so it's like just recently we finally got to the point where it's like, okay, maybe like time wise, like we're just going crazy. Like, why am I up till 2 when I can like, and I have to get up at 6 because my toddler's gonna wake me up. So it's like from there, the juggle of okay, like getting our priorities straight. What has the best like future potential and what is working, where it's like, you do a side hustle and then it's not working. It's like, well, I thought I was gonna, become an Uber driver and make 7 figures. And it's like, well, you didn't do the math about gas costs and mileage, did you? So then that balance has been crazy. My wife, she's like she is so confused. She does not understand crypto at all. And so for me to say something like, "Oh yeah, we're burning $200 million," like it's like, what do you mean? And then to say like, "Oh yeah, the token's up 50,000% or whatever," she's like, "But what does that mean?" So the only person that has been able to like truly that has been with me from the beginning and like came on very early as like a spiritual advisor and like a consultant to like try to keep me level was my father-in-law, so my
That's
wife's
what's
dad.
up. That's what's up.
And so he's been like super foundational, very supportive throughout this. And so luckily with him, I've been able to like chat through it, where it's like instead of being overwhelmed by like the milestones that we're hitting, it
Crazy.
was like, okay, let's reel it back in. This is what we've accomplished. Take a time, like take a moment. Cause he was a successful businessman. He retired at 40. He was like a builder. He had like chains of store, like super successful. And then it's like to be a then he was a stay-at-home dad. So from 40 through 60, he was a stay-at-home dad, helping raise his family. And I'm like, that's like goals for me. Like for me, the goal is not like mansions and Lambos. And I literally don't care. There's a small handful of things that I want. And most of it is like having the freedom to travel with my family, Um, obviously, like being able to take care of my immediate family. And like that's pretty much it. It's like sure, I would like a, I don't know, like a 1980s like Wrangler. Like that's like my dream car right now. You know what I mean? um, and so that has
Humble.
been, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like once I had a phone call with so I guess a little alpha too. Like we're starting to expand into other social media platforms. So TikTok is going to be a big one for us. And so we're partnering with a dude who's like 3 million like he's on it. He's killing it, and him and his network like will be kind of coming on board. But we were chatting, and it's like he's starting to like, you know, make money, but then he's seeing that like the joy he gets from giving money is actually so much better than the joy he gets from making it. And I'm like, dude, exactly. Like, so for me, it's not about these mansions and like me getting a bunch of stuff, because it's like, so if I buy, let's say I buy like a beach house and it costs $1 million, it's like, okay, that's cool. What could I have done with that $1 million to help 10,000 people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that to me, and maybe the beach, I'm not knocking on beach house. Like I want a beach house for sure. I want to surf. Like that's what I want. But knowing that like it doesn't have to happen overnight. It can happen in a couple years. And if it happens in a couple years, the foundation of me like, now let's give this away. Let's give this away. Let's give this away. And eventually maybe I get there. Awesome. So that has been helpful for my wife and I, of like putting things into perspective, where it's like, okay, God is blessing us with, you know, success and doors opening. But like, how can we kind of have a long-term perspective on things and realize like, it's not about the immediate, you know, eventually I mean, I'm trying to quit my job too eventually, which, oh shoot, I hope they don't watch this. They know. They know.
Facts.
But eventually I would like to go full-time, like full-time crypto, full-time content is like my heart and my dream. And so that I know will come, and we're just taking it slowly. Like we're just like trying to take things as slow as possible.
That's what's up, man. Look, that's what's up, bro. Very humble guy. Very humble guy. I would imagine, you feel me, seeing something grow like that, man. It would take a lot of fortitude. It does take a lot of fortitude to kind of like stay grounded, right? You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. You just want to kind of like, you know, act normal, like nothing is happening. And you seem to be handling it, man, very, very well. I've seen a lot of devs that, you know how the Richard Harts and you know how they get.
Right.
You feel me? And you know, at some point, you know, it's all good at some point, but then it starts to turn people off about the project. People just, the normal guys, the ones that people rally around because it's like we got something in common. And I think that the fact that you're able to just stay so grounded and humble, knowing that in the midst of a token you created up 30,000% sends a lot. We got somebody asking, what's your opinion on Pulse Chain?
On Pulse Chain, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Richard, what's his name? Richard Hart, there's some legal stuff. Okay, just gonna put that out there. Number two, I have not done my actual research enough to be able to give an educated response of why it has not had the adoption that it could have. So for me, I look at volume. That's where it's like sentiment and volume and like market dynamics is what I look at mostly. So it's like when considering, like, let's say, should we deploy on Arbitrum? Should we deploy on Pulse? I look at volume. And so it's like, what is the trading volume on Pulse as a whole for everything? What is the TVL of projects on Pulse as a whole for everything? And then I will look at those numbers and make those decisions. And right now, I personally am not seeing, I have no hate on Pulse, I mean, at all. But right now I'm not seeing like, there's not like millions and millions and millions of trading on Pulse happening. There's not like DeFi protocols or projects with TVLs like growing. I would love to be convinced that I'm wrong. So if you have like a video of like, yo, this is the video you need to watch to be a Pulse Chain maxi, send me that video and I promise I will watch it.
Good answer. Appreciate you, Dano. I see you, man. We grinding right here. They calling you the Messiah. Maker says Maker is the hippie who changed the crypto world with Jesus coin. So you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You turn it water into wine, and you know what I'm saying? It must be the hair. It got to be the hair, Maker. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was perfect marketing for you, bro. Like you created Jesus coin. You kind of like, you know what I mean? You see the picture. I'm not saying nothing, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's funny.
That's what's up.
That's fun.
It says, guys, energy is what we need. Appreciate y'all, Cadero. All right, we've been live for about an hour. I'm gonna give y'all 15 more minutes. We're gonna go for an hour and 30 because I know my boy Jesus. He over there. He's a I call him Jesus now. Maker, Michael, my boy Maker over there, man. Very busy guy. So 15 more minutes. Y'all go as crazy as y'all want to go for these comments, and then we gonna get up out of here. See what we got. Greetings for Germany. Salute to Germany. Salute to Germany. Maker looks like my brother. Look like you got some people that, brother, you created something accidentally in a way that God's plan that has hope being given to. That's true. That's true. This accident
Yeah.
has been blessing people and changing
Right.
a lot of people's lives. And I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of, from what you said, it seems like you understand the aspect of being successful, and that's creating success for others. People don't
Yeah.
understand, like, in
Exactly.
order to become that guy or become a billionaire,
Right.
you got to create millionaires. You create
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
become a millionaire by creating thousandaires. So it's good that you more focused on the aspect on what I can bring to help the community. And I would love to see what Jesus can bring to help Web3, right? We had a question where someone
Yes.
asked, do you plan on launching NFTs?
Good question. That I guess my answer goes back to like not wanting to rush into anything. Obviously, it's been thought about. I mean, I'm Web3 is like my background, so it's definitely been thought about, and doing it right is my number one goal. But then also doing it with the right people is my second goal. So those conversations and that strategy is like honestly on top of my mind is how we can utilize that. Yeah.
The burn, we can't answer that, Max, but that is a good question. He said it many times. We'll just have to see how the burn affects the price appreciation. What up, love life? Not to hear. Got to be the money. Privacy, having a bunch of money to market a store. I don't understand what you mean, Web3. Cachet says, I really got a lot out of this stream than I thought. Thank you, Millie, and thank you, Maker. We appreciate you as well, Cachet. Always showing love to the stream. Um, Jesus Maker makes me reminds me of a happy version of Kurt Cobain. I don't know if you get that a lot.
That's funny. Literally, guys, Kurt Cobain, literally, I have a picture, a massive poster on my wall of Kurt. That's so funny.
Are you? Oh, so I guess Crypto Coin Guy meant NFTs to keep the burn going, or are you for or against communities that create tokens that burn Jesus tokens? Like, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest, like the burn itself, I was like, okay, am I allowed to say that like we're burning Jesus token? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, is
yeah.
that crossing the line? So from the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can say this. So there are features in tokens that work well. You mentioned staking. You mentioned, people say buybacks, buyback and burn,
Oh, that's a good one.
whatever. Uh, all the cards on the table. I mean, I can't say no to anything, but my goal is always like, what is best for the coin and what is best for the community, and does this promote our like mission? Do good, give more. So it's like, does us burning money promote do good, give more? I don't know. Does us staking money? Does us locking money? So those are the things. Or it's like, could fundraising through NFT sales be used to then have recurring income to then help out others more? Possibly. So there's ideas.
Okay. Lawrence says, do you plan on creating a DAO for raising funds and decision making?
Yes. I mean, the answer is yes, absolutely. So fun fact, the community very early on, and everyone was like, why are you voting on this so early? Like officially voted to go the direction of DAO. That was voted. But in terms of having a treasury to do things, that is also on the table to happen. Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So y'all get in the sauce, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe where you get in this chat. You get in the sauce, man. A lot to look forward to. I'm excited. I'm excited about the 25th, man. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna definitely tune in. I might stream, stream on my end just to see what you got going on, man. But again, salute to the community. Come in here. We got about 10 minutes left before we end this stream. This is the time now, if you're new to crypto or just new to meme coins, to ask your questions while we have the lead dev into in the stream. James says you're welcome. Yo, what about tier one listens? We already spoke on that. On the moon. If you want to rewind, he can't really speak or confirm. But when you look at the volume of this token and you look at the past, history of how meme coins got listed on exchanges, you can kind of like see this, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but happening in the future because the volume is there for tier one or even tier two exchanges to want to be like to take a look at this. I mean, you can't deny this. Appreciate you, Dano. Hey, man, I know you got distracted, bro, but you came to a great stream, so we do appreciate that. Vinny says, will there be a documentary soon? And if there is, hopefully I could be the guy that's asking the questions for the doc. You feel me? Would love to see a make a doc, man.
That's wild. Yeah, let's do
Hey, they
it.
already
Let's do it.
prepared you for the Richard Hart movie, bro. Hope in a good way, though. In a good way.
Okay, okay, good. I love it. I get a. Oh, that's great. I get an arc. Oh, that's great.
Will this be listed on Solana? John, we also answered that question as well. Maker said he is looking into options, but he has to make sure he does research on the volume and how these chains or bridges could possibly happen in the future. So stay tuned. On the moon says, I'm the guy who posts all the freestyles in your Telegram. So maybe you know who
In
that
my
is.
Telegram?
I guess you got your Jesus Telegram because I know it's not mine. I don't have a Telegram, so you must have a Telegram,
That's
and it's a
great.
guy that's always posting freestyles.
Tag me in that because it's so hard to keep track of everything. So tag me in the last one you did. I'll listen through it.
Hey, what if Jesus hits 1 billion market cap? How much will how much on the average will the price change? Good question. Because we'll so my question to add on to that, Maker, after the burn, right? And does the price would the price look different before or after the burn at a 1 billion market cap, if that makes sense? Like, does the burn change how the price would look for Jesus coin at a $1 billion market cap?
So actually, this is a question I don't know the answer to, and
Okay.
but I'll tell you why I don't know it. So I did a tweet, blew up a couple months ago, which was basically like the path to a billion for like any token. So there's this actually really cool website, and let me plug it in to your chat so that you guys can go check it out. I like nerd out on all this stuff, and I know people are like, "Bro, what is that?" But okay, let me share this link real quick.
All right, hold on. Let me switch the screen here. You got it pulled up on your screen?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let me make sure. Okay, how do I do this? Screen share, and then pick a tab. Okay, so guys, this website is so cool. So this is from DeFi Llama, and it's slow because it's not very well like used. But sometimes for all these old school things, you gotta.
Got it on stream right there for you guys.
All right, great. So if you guys can see this, so this is a calculator. This is not like me being a moon boy pumping. This is just like factual how the liquidity pool works right now. So if you're curious of like, oh, I wonder what if somebody bought $1 million, like what would that do to the price? This tells you like if you were to buy 1 million, this is how many Jesus you would receive from that buy. And so this is based off of a curve. Normally they have a graph down here, but it looks like it's not loading. This is based off of a bonding curve that basically like looks like this, like towards infinity, based upon supply of Jesus in the pool versus ETH in the pool, and then vice versa, like the inverse relationship. So what you do is if you're curious, if you're like, oh, if I had $1 million and I did $1 million buy, what you do is you take this and you plug this into your handy dandy spreadsheet calculator, and you take the circulating supply with the current price. And here's our little curve. All right, so this is your bonding curve on what a buy does to the price. And obviously, like you'll never run out of tokens. So even if we're here, it says 99.65% slippage because you can never buy 100% of the tokens. So plugging this in, you'll see like, oh, if I do a $1 million buy, let's just say the market cap will be something like, I have it pulled up, but I didn't like clean up the spreadsheet to share. And it's like a couple $100 million is $1 million buy right now. And I did the math yesterday. If you guys are curious, it's actually $20 million in net buying equals $1 billion market cap from our current price point. So that means like, if you have a 5 million buy one day, 5 million sell one day, that's zero. That doesn't account to that. But if you have 6 million buy, 5 million sell, now you're at a 1 million. So I guess again, it's like it's not exciting because it's like the math is there to me. But
Right.
if people who are like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, this is it for you. It's DeFiLlama.com/liquidity. Um, share the link in the chat if you guys want to play around with it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I've
Um,
been on DeFi, but I've never used that before. That's a
dude,
cool
I
tool right there.
hidden,
Yeah,
hidden.
and I use DeFi Llama all the time, but that's insane. And it pulled up the stats for Jesus Coin.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
you type in right here. Like you could do for any token. So you could calculate any token mathematically. And that's what's so funny. It's like people will be hyping like, yo, what if we did this? What if we did this? And it's like the math is literally right there. Like that's why it's like seems less exciting because it's like, oh, the math is boring. It tells us how to do it. But like you could do this for anything. And basically, oh, so your question, which is will that change? I actually don't know because I don't know if the bonding curve in terms of the ratio of liquidity to market cap is locked based upon the 777 trillion or if that is locked based on the circulating supply. I actually don't have an answer for you. So these numbers in terms of the volatility of the pool in relative in relation to the market cap could actually adjust. I'm not sure.
That's insane,
But the,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, look, y'all. Hey, real Web3 guy right here. For the people that doubted if this man was really, tech savvy and Web3, man, you seen it firsthand just now. That was you just blew my mind because I'm still trying to process everything that you said. I didn't think you could get real techie like that. So now I'm even more.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on Maker now, bro. I'm bullish on Maker. So you know how it is. You
Yes.
got these guys that just wake up and use these tools and create a meme coin, and they don't really have the dev tech aspect to it, but it seemed like you really did your research before you decided to launch a meme coin. That's always good to know. Let's appreciate the people that's praying that I'll be out the matrix in 2024. I love it, guys.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
We
Come
go
on.
big things to come, man. Big things to come. Never heard of DeFi Lano. Go do your research. Very good website.
Yeah.
Three wise men have three presents for this festive season: Crispto Millie, Maker Lee, and Jesus Coin. You already know how I go.
Love it.
Please keep the burn going until the circulating supply hits 33 billion coins left. I don't know
Oh,
if this
wow.
is the real cryptos R us, but we got maybe a burner account. He says, I've been hearing and seeing about this external call risk for Jesus Coin. Can that be
Yes.
explained? Yeah, and I touched on that a little bit about the pros and cons of that. That is not necessarily a good thing, but I got my guy. I mean, necessarily a bad thing if you do your research. External call risk allows
Yes.
things to be modified. When he was talking about the utility and the add-ons to the project, this
Hmm.
is the pros of an external call risk. But I want you to explain it to us, Maker. Break it down for us, man, for the people that have that the question to that.
I would love to. Okay, so this is actually fun. And
You back on your
if you
screen?
guys yeah,
Okay.
let me see if I can I want to open it up because it's like it's an image that I took a screenshot of.
Let me know when you're ready.
So let me see what's the best way to do this so it's not like it's because it's a Telegram DM. So let me see if I can get it on my browser. It's a great question because people have been asking that a lot. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
again, I'm not a dev. I consider myself someone who's can do my research.
Yeah.
That's where I consider myself. So I'm not a dev. I didn't make the contract. But I plugged in the contract. So we got audited, by the way. So number one, nothing can be changed or modified with the contract itself. So even if there are external call risks or are these other functionalities that people are like, oh, this shouldn't be in a contract, because the contract is renounced, nothing can be even done on those issues. So okay, here you go.
All right.
This is, if you can share this.
Gotcha.
So this is from ChatGPT. I plugged in our code and I was like, hey, can you explain the external call risk from this token? And here's your answer right here. So it has to do with Pink Sale's anti-bot mechanisms for their pre-sale and for their launch. So what they have is they want to make sure that you're not getting front run by a bunch of bots who buy like right when it launches and dump on everybody, and now price is rough. So there are three main features of this external call risk, and it all comes back to this pink anti-bot contract. So in the contract, it utilizes this pink anti-bot contract to do a function, and the function can be turned on and off on the dashboard on Pink Sale. But because the contract is renounced, it can no longer be turned on or off. So it's really a null point. But this is what it does, which is token transfers. So this is like, can things be like, sometimes contracts will have limitations on token cells, like amount. Sometimes you will lock all things. Sometimes you will like, there could be a lot of things. You can change taxes, all of those things, but none of those things can actually be done. So this is number one. It is an integration with the Pink bot contract. Number two, it has this, which is could lead to re-entrancy attacks if the Pink anti-bot contract is not secured. Now, this is also not an issue because the contract itself cannot be, like, the ownership of that contract cannot be triggered by someone who is not the owner. But because there is no owner of it, even though it could be entered back in, of like someone could get into the contract, no functions could actually be triggered because there is no own, like, the ownership of that cannot be like spoofed or something. Then number three was the token owner itself, which is again, this is like the anti-whale, where they're like, whales can't have too much, and then the owner like transfers from Pink Sale, the owner transfers to the deployer wallet, transfers to maybe a secondary user who was helping with the Pink Sale, that you could get it started. So that's like, those are the risks according to ChatGPT. And so then you ask yourself, obviously, like, I'm not uh, the smartest dev in the entire world, not even a dev. We've talked about this. But those are the things. And if you want to double check, like, there's a GitHub. We'll stop sharing. There's a GitHub for Jesus Coin. You can look at the Solidity contract. You can look at the audit, which goes through all of this stuff. You can also do your own audit. You can plug into ChatGPT, like, double check, make sure I'm not, like, lying to you, modifying stuff. But that's the answer to your question.
Wow, yeah, I see Rita. She has a great, well, she says the external call is an anti-bot mechanism to keep bots from sniping the launch. Basically, what you said. To put it, very, very, very good description of that, Rita.
Yes.
We do appreciate that comment. We're gonna wrap it up. We at 1:30. Do we have any closing words, my guy? Any closing words? Anything that you wanna say before we wrap it up? This is the floor for you, Maker Man.
Okay. Here we go. My final words are this. Okay, it's Christmas, so I hope that you guys, one, are spending time with your family and aren't working too hard. Two, I hope that you have your priorities in order, which is God first, family first, and everything else third. And I hope that you guys, holders, non-holders, or like anyone in Web3, everybody out there has a peaceful Christmas, a blessed New Year. It's and find your community. I'm not telling you to join this community, but I hope you find your community in this space, because crypto can be like PvP dog eat dog. So if you have a group of people who support you and you kind of have similar goals and wants and hopes, then your journey in crypto and in Web3 will be a lot easier.
Appreciate you, Maker. Y'all go check out the Twitter page, the Jesus Twitter page. I got it pulled up. Hopefully everybody can see that. Let me pull it up. Go check out Jesus Twitter page, man. Tune in on the 25th, burning 80% of the Jesus supply. Go do your research. You can also follow Maker Lee on Twitter. You can also follow me, Crypto Millie. I'm tuned in. I'm tapped in into the community as well, man. And appreciate everybody that showed up. Appreciate you, Maker, man, for coming on the stream, brother. I appreciate that, man. Hopefully we can do this more in the future, and I wish nothing but success to you, my guy. Continue the hard work and continue the transparency, because that's what we need in crypto right now. We need people, especially in the meme coin sector. The utility guys, I love that most of them are docs, but in the meme coin, we need somebody that's going to stand up and do the right thing, man, because I'm tired of seeing too many people get, hurt in the cryptocurrency space. So salute to you. Yep. Keep up the good work. I'm going to tap in with y'all, family. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Like, subscribe. Consider the links in the description. Go follow the channel. I'll put the Jesus token links and everything in the description after the live screen. And I'll catch you guys a little bit later today. It's your boy, Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.
See you guys. Thanks.
As we...